Inspired and tired, that's the gist of our podcast. Inspired, but we're tired. Should we create or should we take a nap?
Create.
Nap. We should definitely nap.
Chase, we're doing the show.
That's right. Of course we're doing the show. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Yeah. Inspired and Tired with your hosts, Chase and London.
Hi, Chase.
Hi, London.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm just great. This is Inspired and Tired.
With London and Chase.
And we've been reading some books on creativity, discussing them with each other. You know, someone said, is this like a weird book club? And I guess it is.
I think that's a really good way to put it.
I think this might be a weird book club. But hey, we're so happy that you're here with us.
I never thought I'd be in a book club.
I know.
This is very exciting for me because this is the best kind of book club.
It's just all the books are on creativity.
Which we love so much.
Because creativity is such a mysterious thing to me.
It ebbs, it flows, it goes in, it goes out, and we need to keep it in.
Especially having a career in creativity, it's very important to learn about it.
Absolutely.
And how it works.
I do want to give you a little shout out. Chase performed at the Venetian this weekend at the Venetian Hotel, and it was an amazing show, and I absolutely loved seeing you up on that stage.
Thank you. We had so much fun. We because technically I'm an influencer, a limo company reached out to me to take a ride in a limo and post about it.
And we took a ride all the way down the Las Vegas Strip, took photos in front of the Las Vegas sign.
We just rode in a limo before the show.
Bumper to bumper
with
traffic.
Drink and down the Strip and saw the new Vegas Dome.
The Sphere.
The Sphere.
Yeah.
Which we saw it during the day, so it wasn't lit up or anything special, but it's
It was still cool.
We saw where they're putting in the Formula One racetrack.
I think it's November 19th is Formula One in Las Vegas, and they're already building stuff. They shut down the city for 3 nights. That is expensive.
Can I just say, I love
Formula One.
Vegas.
I do too. I had a blast. I was there for 2 days. That's the most I can handle, though.
Well, London and I grew up going to Vegas for dance competitions.
Yes, the Riviera Hotel. Very exclusive.
Sketchy. But we would go there for dance competitions and family reunions. And I never associated Vegas with partying until college. And I was like, wait, this isn't Vegas. Vegas is going to Cirque du Soleil and eating at the buffet. And
it's those things too.
But that's my favorite part of Vegas. I don't like Vegas for the clubbing.
You like it for the buffet.
I love it for the buffet and Cirque du Soleil.
Oh my gosh, me too.
And London crochet.
Hey.
London crocheted in Elvis.
I did.
I put it up on the Strip.
Yep, wearing my wedding dress.
Yes.
It was very fun.
Do you have a picture of it, London?
It's on my Instagram.
Okay, let's see. Pull it up.
If you look at Made by London. But it was an Elvis
there it is.
Inspired yarn bomb, and it was
Just
really fun.
Married.
Guess what? I got permission to hang it up. The owner of the property was walking right by, so I asked, and he said yes.
I know, that's so exciting.
It is.
London got married September 23rd,
Yep.
and then 2 weeks later went to Vegas and got married again.
Yep, by Elvis this time, though. So now it's really official.
And then apparently all throughout the city, just wearing a wedding dress in Vegas, you get free drinks, free food,
we
free
got
cake.
upgraded to the Beyonce box at the Cirque du Soleil show. They gave us free popcorn, and we got to sit there. It was amazing. And I was also a part of your act.
London got so many shout outs during the stand-up show.
Yep.
Not just by me, but Christina kept shouting her out during her set.
It was a starstruck kind of a moment.
Yeah.
Were you proud of me because I wooed from the audience?
No, I couldn't hear you at all.
I wooed so loud because you always are like...
I'm always like, where's London? My sister's here tonight.
And I practically stood up this time.
Okay, good.
But yeah, you didn't.
I couldn't see you.
Yeah. So anyways, we are on the last part of Big Magic, part 6, Divinity.
Yes, Big Magic is the book we've been reading, if you're just tuning in, this is a book by Elizabeth Gilbert, Creative Living Beyond Fear. And we thought it was a great second companion to The Artist's Way, which we did first. So we're on the very last section, which was really short.
So we're going to go through, we'll recap part 6, and then we're going to kind of share our takeaways from the book. So this is a little bit of a recap episode along with just finishing it out. So it's a good one, though. Even though it was a short section, I loved it.
It had a beautiful message. The last part was called Divinity. Do you want to tell the story of the Balinese dancers, or do you want me to?
Sure, I can. I'll start it, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
So there is an amazing Balinese dance, and it's called Kekak, K-E-C-A-K. And it was a dance that was performed in temples and something very holy.
For thousands of years.
Thousands of years, passed down from generation to generation. And all the dance is meant to do is keep the universe intact. So they are simply sharing their love to the universe.
And it's a very sacred, spiritual dance.
Yep. And
Cut to
foreigners in the 60s tourists started traveling to Bali and became interested in these dances. And the Balinese people were like, well, why don't we start like making some money off of this interest and inviting people to come and watch the shows? And they would come and sit in these temples, and there became so many people at these temples, they would have to sit on the floor. It wasn't a very good experience for them. So they decided, let's take these dances to the resorts and start performing them in front of other people there.
At the pool, while the tourists are drinking Mai Tais and relaxing, they can come out and do their sacred dances.
Yeah.
Should I take it away?
Yeah, take it away.
The Westerners were livid.
What did she call them? They were the highbrow Westerners.
Yeah, the highbrow Westerners were livid. They were like, this is a sacred dance and you're going to do it at a pool with Mai Tais. And
the Balinese people didn't really mind. They were like, but we're sharing our love for our gods. Like, why is this a problem?
Pool sacred? Why isn't anywhere, like the whole earth is? Why does it matter where we are doing it? But the highbrows were like, So they switched up their dances. They made them not sacred, quote unquote.
So they took like the same tones and same feels, but created new dances that they could perform there.
Then these dances became so much better than the ones they were doing in the temple and had new life to them. And they were like flowing in this state that like, they were like, oh, these dances are even more sacred.
So they started taking those dances and putting them into the temple.
And then the highbrows were upset again. They were like, wait, I'm confused. This wasn't sacred and now it is. And basically this whole chapter is just saying like creativity is sacred and it's not.
You can have both. It's the paradox of things being good, but they can also be bad. They can be happy. They can also be sad. And creativity works.
Is that what she says?
Yeah, creativity works. I am not doing Dr. Seuss. Here, I wrote down some of them because the new dances were more transcendent, they said, than the old ones. So creativity is sacred and not sacred. We can be terrified, but we can also be brave. We can be playful. We can also be serious. And pretty much she just says, calm down, everyone. It's okay. Yeah, it can be both.
I think the message of it is just like, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Just like create your magic when you're in play, which is what they were doing with these new dances, is when divinity like steps in and is like, oh, I want to join that. That's fun. So just like have fun, play, and by accident you might make this like very sacred art, but you don't need to.
No.
It could just be fun.
She says, calm down and get back to work.
And is she quoting Taylor Swift?
Or Dr. Seuss.
You need to calm down.
I looked up some of these dances and they're like, I think they were the ones in the temples. They're just like hands up and chanting.
Really?
There's some fire going on. Some are dressed in like really ornate costumes. Others are practically nude.
Wow.
So maybe the costumes were for the tourists. I don't know. But yeah, they were pretty spectacular. I'd never seen anything like it.
When you went to Bali, have you been to Bali?
I've never been to Bali.
I associate you with Bali.
I don't know why.
I think you've always wanted to crochet on the beach in Bali.
I have. And why I've wanted to go to Bali, there's this company I worked for. It's called The Sack, and they make these like crocheted bags. They sell them to department stores. And I did a little collaboration with them. And the way they make all of their crocheted bags is they work with a group of people in Bali, and it's a whole community, and all the women there are the crocheters. And someone delivers supplies to them every week. And the women are the money makers in that community, and they crochet all week. And then at the end of the week, someone comes around, picks up what they've crocheted. And I've always wanted to go there and like work with that kind of group of crocheters.
I knew you wanted to go to Bali.
Yeah.
I thought you'd been.
No, never been.
But when you go, you'll have to watch the dances.
I will.
I wonder how much they charge.
The resort or the temple?
Resort.
Yeah, probably.
I would love to lay at a pool with Mai Tais and watch dances.
I would too.
Sounds so fun.
It sounds great. But that's pretty much the
chapter. All the other chapters took an hour to go over.
So long. But I kind of wanted to go through. I wrote down bullet points of what each section was about.
And I wrote my takeaways from this whole book.
So what I'm thinking is, why don't I go through just like the little section, and you can throw in your
sure, I love that
takeaways as we go. So the first part was, what's good for you is good for your art.
Remind me.
Yeah, and that one I didn't. That one I was kind of like, kind of forgot what we talked about, so I didn't write a bit of an anecdote.
I mean, it makes sense.
I think it's about like what's good for you, what makes you happy, having those hobbies, having those things that bring you joy is going to ultimately make your life better.
Did we talk about that in this book?
Yeah, part 1.
I don't remember that.
I know, it's been a journey.
Wow.
We went from there to Bali.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Next one, you are not a genius. It was about originality versus authenticity.
That was a big takeaway for me.
Yeah.
That there's a genius, how our society, the modern society says, you're a genius. You're a genius for creating this. I'm going to mention Taylor Swift. I don't know how many times, but Taylor Swift, people say, is a genius.
You would be one of them.
Yeah. But this book says there was a time in history where people say you have a genius. Wow, you have a genius. And that genius lives in the walls of your home. And you're lucky that that genius visited you. But you're not the genius. You have a good genius.
Yes. And
so that's a good way to look at your creativity. It's not you, it's something else out here.
Because when you put that pressure on yourself of being a genius, creativity leaves you. It's too much pressure to be creative.
And just by saying it leaves you means that it can come to you. So it seems like creativity is this thing outside of you that you can pull in.
Yeah.
So that was a takeaway.
That was a good one. You don't need permission to be creative. The early evidence of recognizable human art is 40,000 years old. The earliest evidence of human agriculture is only 10,000.
I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Saying a creative person is being redundant. Like, we're all creative people. That's just in our DNA. That's in our bones. So like, go be creative, because just by like sitting down and twiddling your thumbs, your creativity is itching to get outside of you.
And do you know how many times since we've discussed this part, people have told me I don't have a creative bone in my body. And I'm like, no. Yes, you do. We're all creative. Just go back through your ancestors. You'll find someone.
How many people are saying that to you?
You know, I was with a group of girls,
bachelor
party, yeah. And there were like maybe 6 of us there, and 3 out of 6 were like, I'm not creative.
Were they talking about our podcast?
They weren't talking about our podcast, but they were talking about my crocheting.
Okay.
I was crocheting at the pool, obviously. And
you don't do the dances at the pool.
No, I wasn't dancing at the pool. But yeah, so it came up, and I felt so funny because I was like, here, let me share some wisdom with you.
Everyone's
you are
creative.
So we're all creative. Number 4, your art doesn't need a moral purpose. You're not required to save the world with your creativity. Your art not only doesn't have to be original, in other words, it doesn't have to be important. I
Great.
think that was a really good
And
one.
that's kind of like this message about the like, we
Yes.
made up fake dances that aren't sacred and they ended up being just as powerful. Like, it's not about making something important.
Yep. It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
I don't think you should go into it at all thinking it's supposed to be important.
So
I think what we're learning is that takes away the flow.
yeah, it definitely does. Stop complaining. It's annoying. Obviously, it's difficult to create. No one listens to complaints anyways. And you are scaring away inspiration.
Yeah, I guess I need that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't a big takeaway for you.
The takeaway more was like Moby Dick author was like, I just need some time alone so that I can finish this darn book. And she's like, unless you get like a writer's sabbatical, like no one has time to just create. Like that's just life. And he wrote Moby Dick without finding a sabbatical to write on.
So if he can do that, we can do this.
Yeah.
It matters and it doesn't matter. A bad creative day shouldn't have the power to negatively impact your life. Creativity is a constant tightrope walk between telling yourself it matters and it doesn't.
Okay. Again, seems very similar.
It does.
It's all about like, this isn't important.
Yeah. She really summed it up nicely in the last section.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
summed it up.
Yeah. Don't
This
put a
isn't-
deadline on your dreams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done that. I said by 30, I wanted an Oscar, Emmy, Tony, and Grammy. Didn't happen.
Is that the EGOT?
Yeah.
Um,
In high school, I thought that would happen, no problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
I listened-
started getting worried around 25.
Yeah. Chase had a song, I'm turning 22, and I don't know what to do.
Because I had big plans. I'd
Ready,
already be famous. So,
Yeah.
it's been
Then
going
it
on for a
turned to
while.
what? I'm turning 32,
And
I don't know what to do. Yeah.
It's been a long 10 years.
Okay. It's a good one. I listened about, have you heard of Anna DuVernay? She's the one who directed Selma and When They See Us, and she's a wonderful director. And I was listening about her story, and she didn't get into directing until much later in life. She was like a person who worked in the film industry, like helping films get, doing their PR and marketing. And she decided one day, like, I just want to make a short film. And she kept her job. I was like, did she read Big Magic?
Yeah.
She never thought that she would have the pressure. She never thought she'd be a success. She just started doing it because she loved it. And she kept her job all the way. She ended up winning like the best director at Sundance. She still had a full-time job doing
This
her
sounds
thing.
just like this
Yeah.
book.
And I was like, wow, good for her. And yeah, ultimately now she's this like big time director. But
Does that tie into following your curiosity, or are you going to say that
Oh,
later?
don't put a deadline on your dreams. Because she just
Oh.
always wanted to do it, but she was like in no hurry. And then finally she made a short film here.
And there was no pressure on it.
No.
And especially in my takeaways, I'll talk about it. The whole like not having your art pay your bills. She still had her job. So like it
Yeah.
makes it way less stressful.
Way less stressful. And also synchronicity happened for her because of it, I think. She had this script that she wanted to like make a film on and was getting like investors just from like her local town, like some people she knew. And coincidentally, one of these investors was sitting next to this like famous actor on a plane and asked for advice to him like, hey, do you think I should invest in this movie? And he's like, absolutely not. And then it was a long flight. So he's like, but let me read the script. And he ended up agreeing to do the movie with her. And it was a small little project. And then he was going to play Martin Luther King in Selma. And the director dropped out. And he's like, you know what? I know this lady who could be good for this. And that's how she ended up directing Selma. And it was her biggest,
Because she sat next to him on a plane.
someone who was going to invest in her film sat next to him on a plane.
This is like back to Artist's Way. It's like CAA isn't the person that like gets you the job. It's your neighbor. It's
Right.
the guy at Starbucks. It's
Yep.
like those synchronicities.
It's
wow.
the little things.
Cool. Love that story.
yeah.
Good job. Love that.
Don't follow your passion. Follow your curiosity.
Okay. This was
This is a big
takeaway for me.
takeaway.
I'm going to tell you a story about Michael Singer.
Okay. Tell us.
Michael Singer wrote a book called The Surrender Experiment, where I've talked about this before, where he surrendered. He decided at a young age that he was just going to surrender to whatever life wanted to give him.
Yeah.
Or like he
He was
wasn't
just
like,
going to say yes to any opportunity that came up.
yeah, he wasn't like, oh, I want to be X, Y, and Z, so I'm going to go out and do it. He's like, I'm just going to see what flows and where I'm supposed to be. Talk about following curiosity, because he went into a Radio Shack. This is like when Radio Shacks were new, and he was just curious about them. And he saw one of the first computers there, and he bought it for $600. He was curious, and he followed his curiosity, and he started playing around with the computer, and he learned how to program. And every time he would go back into Radio Shack, they'd be like, hey, like people are coming in, they need help programming. Can you help them? So he said yes. He's just following the flow of life. That eventually led to the Blue Anthem, you know, all these like doctor websites.
Yeah, healthcare.
There we go. Healthcare. They needed somebody to program all of their
Computers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Software.
I don't know how to talk this type of language. And he was the guy. And he had there was no passion in him to be a computer guy or to be someone that started a business. He was the CEO of $1 billion company because he said yes, he followed his curiosity, and no deadline. Just literally I know this is different than creativity, but there's a lot of creativity in like writing code and all that type of thing. There's creativity in everything. So, yeah, that's just another example of being curious. Also a takeaway. Did we like that story?
Yeah.
Okay. Another takeaway was how Liz had no idea what she wanted to write about after Eat, Pray, Love and Committed. And she just got curious about her garden. 3 years later, wrote a book about botany. And it's just taking those tiny steps of curiosity. You and I have been kind of making jokes about it this week when we're together, but we're like, I'm curious about this coffee. Like, we're just getting curious about the littlest things.
It's like, I'm curious to learn how to paint my nails with my left hand.
That's right. We've just been a little
just trying to figure out what we're curious about.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I find myself, though, I'm putting pressure on, like, what am I curious about? But
oh, yeah.
I'm trying to keep it chill. There's no deadline to curiosity either.
Yeah.
So.
No deadline to curiosity.
No. Don't follow your passion. That was a big takeaway for me.
Well, you can.
You can,
She said, but a lot of people don't have a passion, so follow your curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And move on from failure and stay busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Failure is a part of the journey. Failure. And the right approach to failure is not to dwell. Move on. The next creative project will arise.
She does say that, like, you're gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
Just hate to say it, but
yeah,
you're going to. So.
We did artist dates this week.
Wait, I have takeaways.
Oh, let's hear them.
Okay.
Mine kind of ties into curiosity, but I'll wait.
Okay. Okay, biggest takeaway was creativity is not supposed to pay the bills.
Yep, great one.
It might by accident, but never put that pressure on your art.
That's completely revolutionized me.
Yeah.
I am.
Like, me too.
Yeah.
Like, I think the reason I am blocked so much is because I'm like, this better be good. This better pay the bills.
Yep.
I mean, they don't pay the bills, and it's pressure.
And that's okay.
And that was part of, like, she took 3 years writing The Signature of All Things. If she was paying the bills with writing The Signature of All Things, it would have probably taken way less than 3 years. It would have been more chaotic. It would have been more stressful. It wouldn't have been the book that it was. So you have to let your creativity play and let it grow, and don't put pressure on it. Because when you play is when it becomes serious. If creativity sees you having fun and playing and going with the flow, it's like, oh, let's actually do this.
I like this vessel. Let me jump in.
Yeah. Creativity wants to collaborate with you. It's just waiting for you to say yes. I had a thought while I was in Shavasana at yoga yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Should I share it?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it have to do with the moon?
No. Okay. We can maybe cut this out if it gets too deep. I wrote, I've been struggling with what it is I want to make. I get stuck. I start something I don't finish. And I had a thought in Shavasana that the point of being here on earth is to uplift someone, anyone, even if it's just uplifting you. So no matter how big your reach is, if you create something from inspiration, not from greed, it might resonate with someone and you're helping them. And creativity is a great way to help. Taylor Swift, let's take a drink every time I say her name. Taylor Swift is helping a lot of people. People say like, oh, wow, you've helped me through some hard times. But Liz's short story that she wrote that was in the inquiry that very few people read also might have helped someone. Even if it was just helping her, that's someone. So you can help by smiling at the cashier. You can help by giving yourself a pat on the back. But a big way to help is by being creative. So that's why there's so much magic in creativity, because the universe wants to reward you for helping.
I love that. And it does go against a little bit of what
Did that resonate?
Liz, yes, it resonates.
Okay,
she
tell
does
me.
say, though, like, there doesn't need to be a purpose. We're not making it to save anyone.
But it could be saving
But
you.
that's what I loved.
It's
that was
just-
the takeaway.
it might-
It's makes you happy.
It's all just
helps you.
And it could help in a much bigger way. But even if it just helps you,
It is enough.
that's enough.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. I love your Shavasana thoughts.
I have the best Shavasana thoughts.
Yeah. Do they last about 12 hours every night?
No, it's just at the end of yoga.
Yeah.
So those are
Those
my
are your
takeaways.
takeaways. I love it. So that's kind of,
Okay, yeah. So we did artist dates this week,
we did.
which is from The Artist Way. You're supposed to take yourself on a date with just yourself each week. I'm so excited to hear what you did, and I can't wait to tell you what I did.
Well, I can't wait to tell you what I did. So I was really excited about the whole curiosity and figuring it out. And usually with artist dates, it says to do something outside of your kind of realm of creativity. But this time, I was extremely curious about learning the most difficult crochet stitches.
Oh, yeah, I saw you doing that.
Yes. So I looked up a couple of the hardest stitches out there. And oh yeah, you did see me doing that, but I did it like
Alone.
Yeah, I did it alone as well because there were quite a few stitches.
Mm-hmm.
I was terrible. I was terrible. They do not look good. I don't know what I can make from it, but I thought it was a fun line of curiosity to go down because I've never looked anything up like that before. I was taking each stitches. There's one called the Jasmine stitch, which is so beautiful when done correctly.
I love the name Jasmine.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I used purple yarn. I don't know why. But it made me so happy to kind of just like explore that line of curiosity within my field, doing something different than I'd ever done before.
Fun. Did it feel like a play date?
It did. And it almost made me think like, so I teach like how to yarn bomb, and there's not very many crochet classes. A lot of times I do this event called Vogue Knitting Live. And
Every month she's the host.
I'm the host of the welcome party, but sometimes I teach as well, and the crochet classes there are not enough. And I was like, that would be a really fun crochet class for people to sign up for, like the hardest crochet stitches.
I love that your brain goes to entrepreneur though, because you're like, okay, I'm doing this for me. You're like, how do I make money from this?
No. It's not about even making
But
money.
I
It
think
was
my
just
brain
like,
goes that way too.
yeah, I just thought like this could be a great class. Like I would take this class.
Well, you were following your curiosity, and maybe
I was.
a class will come from it.
Well, first I have to
Learn it.
learn the stitches because they're not up to snuff
Fun.
yet. Yeah.
Fun.
So that was my little artist date.
I guess I had 2 artist dates.
Okay.
Because the first I wrote a song.
Can we hear it?
No.
Come on. One line.
Psychic told me love was on the way. So you showed up on the perfect day.
Cute.
It's a minute long.
It's got
song.
legs.
It's not to be published. It was just for me.
Just for you.
Do you publish songs? I don't know. But anyways, that was, I guess, one. I picked up the guitar and wrote a song, like not a comedy song, like a song. And then
a real song.
a real song.
A Taylor Swift-esque song.
Drink. I literally was like, I should pitch this to Taylor because this is good.
So your head goes there too.
Absolutely. I'm like, what artist needs this song? Because this is catchy.
My psychic told me love was on the way. It's good.
Anyways, when we were driving back from Vegas, we were hungover and miserable. And London and her husband wanted to stop at West Elm.
We have some gift cards.
And my mom goes, it's going to take 1 second.
It
took 2 hours. And I was so miserable. And I took myself on an artist date during those 2 hours.
Yeah, you disappeared for a while.
Yeah, I sure did. I went on an artist date. I went to Build-A-Bear.
Oh, no, you didn't. You built a bear? That's the bear? Oh, my. Wait. She didn't build this bear. This bear is from Chase's dance when she was 9 years old.
Yes, this is my bear, but I bought this shirt at Build-A-Bear that says Emotional Support Bear. And I was having so much fun looking at all the bears.
Oh, my gosh.
And it brought me straight back to childhood. And I also was like, it was a little weird that I was in there alone, and
it could have been for your child.
Well, when I checked out, the cashier was like, "Is that? Do you have a bear?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she on the receipt she goes, "If you scan this code, this will give you the link if you want to host a birthday party here."
Oh my gosh.
But I had...
That would actually be a fun birthday party.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then...
My birthday's coming up.
And then, I would love to if you want to.
Yeah.
The bears are different from when we were early 2000s.
They don't have Sapphire anymore?
No, because London and I
obviously built a bear.
Is there like buzzing on my end?
Is it buzzing? Can you check your phone?
Yeah, I'll turn it off on airplane.
Good.
Okay.
After I left Build-A-Bear, I went into the Disney store. And then
What'd you get?
I was going to get a shirt that said like Adventureland, follow your path. But I decided I didn't need it. I have a lot of shirts. But I browsed and then I went into a K-pop store.
Oh, I saw that there.
It's a whole store just dedicated to Korean pop. And I perused, but the only thing I bought on my artist date is from this Build-A-Bear workshop. And it brought me so much joy.
It fits him like a charm.
I know.
Or her.
I don't even know his name.
Really?
Or her.
Oh, well.
I don't know.
Next artist
Inspired
date.
tired listeners, comment below.
Yes!
Chase's bear.
What should the bear be named?
It's a blue bear, in
I've
case
had
you're
it
listening.
since I was 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, loved
That's a
that
great artist date.
It was like going back to like feeling like a kid.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Artist dates are supposed to be fun.
It was fun.
Fun.
So yeah, that was fun.
Well, we got to keep up the artist dates. We got to keep up our curiosity. We got to keep up all the lessons we've learned.
Do you want me to announce the next book?
Yes, because
London
Chase has
doesn't
kept
know.
this on the DL.
Okay.
We're in a weird book club, people. Buckle up. What's it going to be? The Taylor Swift memoir?
I wish. All right, we are reading
yay.
Twyla Tharp, The Creative Habit. Learn it and use it for life.
I actually love this book.
So London and I...
We have read this one as well.
we started reading it.
We didn't finish.
We never finished. Back when we
Perfect.
were roommates in New York, we did The Artist's Way, obviously. And then this book came out right around that time, and we started it. We never finished it, but this is kind of like The Artist's Way in the sense that there's like exercises and tasks.
Oh,
and,
I'm so excited.
and tools. Twyla Tharp, for people that don't know, she's a famous choreographer,
Modern dancer.
and London and I both grew up dancing. So I think it's interesting to have a book written by a dancer on
I do
creativity.
too. I like that each one, I know Julia from The Artist's Way is also a writer, but she kind of covered more ideas, whereas Liz was very specific with writing. So it'll be nice to have Twyla.
Artist's Way, they even covered horseback riding.
They sure did.
So
You're quite a vibe right now. Chase has got her bear and her tea and her
phone and my book.
Oh,
and
it's just a cozy little podcast.
Anyways, we're going to start this soon. So pick up your copy if you want to follow along. But also we'll be just like going through it so you don't need to buy it.
And we'll make sure to do all the exercises. I can't wait. Twyla, here we come.
Yeah, so excited because
Me
this is
too.
one that like I think it would be good to go finish it and go through it. I don't remember it at all.
Absolutely. The great thing about this podcast is it does hold us accountable for finishing all these books. Like, it's
Yeah.
easy to peter out with things if you don't have that accountability system. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we can do it together and hopefully with all of you guys too.
Me too. Is there anything else that you feel like you want to sum up from The Artist's Way and Big Magic?
I think that just overall, I really loved Big Magic. I think
too.
a lot of the lessons almost are sticking with me more. The way we can take artist dates and morning pages from The Artist's Way, we can take like the curiosity and the not putting the financial support on your art
That was the
from
biggest thing.
Big Magic.
Just
So-
like create, but don't make it like it doesn't have to be what pays your bills. Just by creating, you're uplifting.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the air conditioning.
And there we go.
Whoa. Do you want to go over your 5 alternate lives?
Ooh, new 5 alternate
just
lives?
to end on.
Well,
So if in The Artist's Way, there's she always asks you like if you could have a completely alternate life, what would you do? And it's London and I's favorite question.
it's okay. Here's a new one for you. I was in San Diego recently and we had a view overlooking like the cargo ships at the port. I think it'd be so fun to work at the port.
Okay, and me too.
Yeah, you too?
I wasn't there. I was in Catalina, and there were people that just like lived there, and they like give you housing if you work there because it's on an island and they need people. So you kind of just like have housing there, and you work at the bar, and it's a very small community. Everyone knows each other, and I was like, that would be a really fun life to just like work and live on an island where you know everyone. You go to work, you're a bartender, you go to the beach, you hang out.
Nice. I also always florist, always costume designer for CIA. But I do think like a chef would be a very cool line of work to go down. And yeah, maybe just an owner of a casino.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, Mo was telling me, our mom was saying that our aunt's friend is the person that makes the slots for all the casino
Oh,
hotels.
wow.
That's a cool job.
That is a cool
and
job.
she said she knows which slots are better. Wow. I know, it's cool.
Tune in next time.
When I was at Build-A-Bear, I literally thought to myself, should I get a job at Build-A-Bear? Because they had a now hiring sign. But it was in Ontario and it would have been a long drive.
Long drive.
But I did think like that would just be fun. That's a fun life.
Yep.
And okay, so I have 2. Let's say backup dancer for Taylor Swift.
Take a sip of your coffee.
It's tea. Yeah, I think being a backup dancer would just be so fun.
It would.
Oh, we talked about this in a previous episode. If I was a Disney princess or
Oh, yeah.
at Disneyland or like a Harry Potter character at Universal
Oh my
Studios.
gosh.
Fun.
You are
I'm
hilarious.
Just having fun. My alternate lives are easy breezy.
Beautiful.
And then last but not least, oh gosh.
Next time we have to come in more prepared for this because there are so many alternate lives.
I know, I'm
that
just
sound
going
so
off top of my
much
head.
Fun.
I mean, I think like being an assistant at a doctor's office.
Oh,
Just like pay the bills,
yeah.
go to work, you wear your scrubs.
Easy breezy.
Easy breezy.
But not. Everything's challenging.
No.
What?
Therapist.
Oh, good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They
Rolling
make so
in the
much
dough.
money. They make so much money.
Yeah, so much.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
We'll see you next time. And grab your Twyla Tharp, the Creative Habit book, and we will jump right in soon.
Bye.
Bye. Like, subscribe, follow, all the things. It means so much to us.
Oh wait, I have a show.
You have a show. You're going to New York.
I'm going to New York, but it's a charity event. I don't think you can get tickets. Then I'm gonna be in Salt Lake City Friday and Saturday. This Friday and Saturday at Wiseguys, and then San Jose Improv on Sunday, and then the following week I'll be in Madison, Wisconsin, and those are with Christina P. I tagging along, and so grateful for her. And that's it. You can find London at Made by London on Instagram.
And check out Vogue Knitting Live. We have one every month coming up for the rest of the year. So definitely, if you're
Check it
interested
out.
in knitting and crocheting, they have classes for beginners, advanced, and everything in between.
And London hosts a fun virtual welcome party.
It's the Halloween one next episode. That's my favorite of the year.
Oh, it's Halloween season.
Yeah, spooky.
So fun.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and you can follow me at Chase_O'Donnell. What else? We say
Duh.
bye, and then I'll say, then that's it. Okay, bye.
Bye.